Welcome to RC Tacos. We're trying to get a camera mounted to my E-Revo so we can make some video footage. The problem we're having is that there's too much weight on the E-Revo, so we bought these over from Hot Racing, these 19-pound springs that we're going to be adding to our chocks. The part number is Revo 5075, so RVO 5075. I'll be putting this in the parts description just in case you're interested. This E-Revo, it goes so quickly and there's so much G-force that it just pushes the camera either completely back or completely forward, so it's very difficult to record with it. But with this plate, it keeps it from going back, and then you just put a little strap to it. It also, when you topple this thing over, it protects the camera from damage, because I mean, I can't tell you how many times the thing flew right off. What I try to do was I try to mount it right on the top of here with some adhesive, that 3M tape, and it kept knocking my camera right off constantly. But I'll have to show you the first generation of this one. I haven't tested this one out, but I think it should work. So let me take this off for you just so you can kind of see how I mounted that. So I'm just taking, this is just a basic case. It's a waterproof case. I like it because it does a really good job of protecting it. The other one, I'm not going to use the original one that came with the camera. I'm going to use this one because it completely covers the camera, and I just don't want it to get damaged, so that's why I'm using this. And it's like, I'd rather let this break, which is a $25 part, than the whole camera. Now that I actually took it off, I can kind of give you a closer look at what that even looks like. So let me get this Revo up and close for you. You can see how I mounted that right in there. And there's actually a plate right under this plastic where the GoPro goes on. So there's that steel plate, and this is welded to that. So I mean, as you can see, that does add a lot of weight to it. So that's the whole idea for adding this Hot Racing suspension, these springs to my suspension. Because I kind of adjusted the springs, but the thing is that there's just not enough tension in the springs to keep this Revo up, especially when it's going at its high speeds. I mean, if you think about it, when I drive my Revo, even before I've mounted the camera, I have had to replace this bottom skid plate at least 3 times already, even without mounting anything on it. So I mean, that in of itself is an issue, especially when you have extra weight on that Revo. So today here, what we're going to be doing is just upgrading that suspension. So I'll first start by taking off the body. I'm using this one, the 2.5 millimeter, it's a hex, and then I'm also using this one, it's a 2 millimeter. So we'll take this screw off first. I don't think it really matters which order you're pulling these screws off. Okay, so here we are. I got all 7 screws off, so this just comes right off. As you can see, there's a couple of screws for the shock towers there, 4 on the sides, and then 1 at the very end. There we go. Comes right off just like that. So we'll start working on these next. To remove the springs, essentially all you do is just kind of go back here and pull the spring back. And let's see if I got to relieve the tension completely to make this easier. Here we are. There we go. That comes right off. It's like a little cap almost. Here's the spring, and I believe there's supposed to be even just a bit longer to add extra tension. As you can see there, they actually are just a bit. There we are. That wasn't too hard. Of course, it was completely loose, but I'll go ahead and leave them loose because I'm going to install them on there. Okay, put that one right in. I'm going to be pushing that little blue seal just down just a touch, and then squeezing this right in there. And just like that, goes right in. One of the tips that I've seen is you put, I believe you put this side in first. Yep. These guys get them screwed in. And I'm just lifting it with my left hand to completely relieve the tension off the shocks. Okay, there we are. And then get the second shock and do the same thing. Of course, yeah, you got to put this side in first because I just remembered that the plate that covers these shocks goes over the screws on the shock towers, so you don't want to put those shocks in first. But as you can see, it's actually already, I noticed that I'm not holding it and it's tense. It's already up. I mean, there's plenty of tension there. And these are completely loose. But yeah, there's not too many screws here. There's 7 for this this cover, this shock cover. And there's just a couple here for where the cantilever suspension goes into. So there shouldn't be too many. 7. So altogether it would be 9 screws. So not too many to worry about. That one's in and that one's in, and just kind of making sure it's all snug. And that pretty much, that's it. So as you can see, I'm going to go ahead and just kind of, it's not bodying me now even with all the extra weight I have back here, so that's really good. I push it down and it bounces right up, springs right up, really good. So let me go ahead and put the body on here. Let's see what that looks like. That actually looks a little meaner. Now that I look at it, it looks more like it has a little bit of an angle. So we'll try it out. We'll take it out, you know, tear it up and do some batch. I'll maybe make another video and kind of show you guys how it works. So until next time. Taco. Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude, you can have a couple of tacos. 2 tacos and a burrito. Okay. Yep.